and Blondie's fucking head's been twisted off. It's been literally twisted, not like snapped off, chat. It's like someone grabbed her head and went, nyeh, 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 and twisted that shit off, and just like that, chat. Her shoulders all completely ripped off, chat. It's like, what the fuck happened to her? We're gonna find out. Hello, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on my video, and I wanted to let you know not only do I create content on my YouTube channel here, Class in a Glass, but I'm also on Twitch where I play single-player games, multiplayer games, I do movie reviews, cartoon reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Also, it would be a big help if you can check out my Patreon where you can gain access to audio commentaries, reactions, and the ability to submit questions for my podcasts and videocasts. And all that content can be found in the links below. In the meantime, enjoy the video. But now, my friends, now we'll go ahead and get into the scene by scene breakdown, chat, of Constantine episode 1. Now, I got a question for you guys. I am curious. How many of you have seen the Constantine CW series, chat? Back when it was first released, I believe in 2014, so it's 6 years old by this point, chat. Yeah, 2014 was when it came out. Chris Ayers, not me. I think a lot of people have seen that. You know, that movie's like, what, nearly 16 years old, if not older. Batshield's me. Darkseid, never seen it. Yomi, Chad, of frame by frame before 2021. Of what? Given so I did, Devin, I have. Only season 1. That's only one season. So you caught up on everything. You probably saw more than me. I didn't even finish the show before it was canceled. DeCarlex, I saw it. Katie, I have not, but I love him in Legends of Tomorrow. Yeah, no, I'll tell you what, chap. You know, I saw Constantine when it aired, and I was like, okay, you know what? Overall, the episodes that I've seen, I think I've seen maybe like about 8 of them. I think I've seen like 8 episodes of Constantine. And what I will say is that Matt Ryan is definitely the best thing about it, chat. He is through and through John Constantine, the Cockney accented magician, chat, with a bad attitude and just a penchant for using sarcasm, chat. He's all about using that, all being sarcastic individuals, masking the pain and trauma that he hides beneath his Cockney, boozy surface. That's what he often does, Chad. Of course, as I said before, John Constantine was created by Alan Moore, Chad, originally featured in Swamp Thing. Went on to in his own series, the Hellblazer series, Chad, which I have many volumes of. Chad. I'm a big John Constantine fan. And kind of give you just a history in general of my with the character. You know, I saw the Keanu Reeves movie, and I was like, you know what? There's some good ideas here. One of the bad ideas was casting Keanu Reeves as John Constantine, because he is absolutely nothing like that character in that movie. And I was like, it was just odd. And I think the big reason why he was cast in the film, Chad, is because of The Matrix. I mean, he was one of the biggest action stars on top of the world at the moment, chat. The Matrix trilogy. Listen, man, I'm no fan of those last 2 films. I'm only a fan of the first one, but they all made a lot of money, chat. And Hollywood wanted to cast him, chat. They're like, you're the guy to do it. And it was just a really weird choice, because the thing was, thank you so much, Darkseid with 5 A's. He's like a Cockney V from DMC5. Sure, I could see that. He's very apathetic, or at least he likes to pretend he's apathetic. But what I like about the character so much is his personality, chat. I mean, he rubs people the wrong way constantly, chat. He's very sarcastic. He can be a downright bastard, a fucking bastard, as many people say, chat. And Keanu Reeves, at least what we've seen him in and how he played the character, was not that. It was very much a more friendlier version, a very PG-13 version of that character. And listen, that's one of my critiques of this series, chat, because there's still that PG-13, that stamp, like, no, you can't say the F word in this show. You can't do that. You can't say fuck on television. Stuff like, yeah, that still bothers me. Even though, of course, he later on gets to say in some of these animated films. But that was always weird. The last 15 minutes of Constantine, the movie, when Peter Stormare comes in as Satan, as the devil himself, great. Really good. That was like, where was this part of the movie? It just felt like it was 2 separate things. And those last 15 minutes when he comes in as the devil is really good. And it's just him. Like, Keanu Reeves barely doing anything in the film at that point. But wow, it's like, wow, what that was like my first Because I didn't see, maybe I'd saw Fargo at that point, I don't even know. But that was like my first introduction to Peter Stormare, like actually seeing him in the theater. I was like, whoa, who the fuck is this guy? He did such a great job, Chet. So I love this performance. If they ever, do another Constantine movie, they want to bring back the devil, cast fucking Peter Stormare, Chet. That's what I want. But then this series was announced, and I was very concerned because it was for the CW, and CW shows, Chet, I think for me, because I know we got some CW DC fans in here, Chet. And they love the Arrowverse and things. And the Arrowverse, for me, is very hit and miss. I did not like Arrow. I gave it a shot. I was like, this is not for me. Love The Flash. Love at least the first 2 seasons I saw of Barry Allen. I thought it was really good. I think I've seen an episode of Legends Tomorrow. But I was very excited for this series, Chad. And I had some concerns, though. Because the Constantine material, Chad, it's very violent. It's very dark. And they go into some stuff like that. They certainly do. And I appreciate the show. Well, there's some stuff we'll talk about today. I was like, that's fucked up, what's going on and what happened in the past and what led to the events where we're currently at as we're watching it before our very eyes. But you can tell that the series is just overall, it's hampered by that PG-13 rating. Like, every other word that Constantine typically says is fuck, or he's swearing like a goddamn sailor constantly. And they try to hide it with certain things. You'll notice, Chet, the quote that I use to advertise that this is what I'll be talking about tonight, along with the games I'll be playing, is, oh, flap off, which I'm like, he says to a character in the show, I'm like, that is your way to be sneaky, try to get around the F word. It's like, no, of course he would just say, oh, fuck off. That's what he would always say, chat. And it's like, shit. It reminds me of those really bad dubs for rated R comedies that are like on TBS and TNT. The one always comes to mind, chat, is for like Dumb and Dumber, when like Harry's talking to Lloyd, or no, Lloyd's talking to Harry, and Lloyd said, well, you kiss my ass. That's the original line. But he goes, but in the dub version for TV, it's like, oh, why don't you kiss my sandwich? Go ahead, pucker up and kiss the fucking bologna and lettuce. It's like, what the fuck is happening? So it's just weird to me. It's just a little odd. It's just like, it's hampered by that. And the effects, practical stuff looks pretty cool. There is some disturbing imagery in the show. Practical stuff always holds up. The CGI is just like, ugh. It doesn't look good. Also, all these shows take place in Atlanta, by the way, because they're like, we're working with a very small budget, and we need those tax breaks, and this show is like in Atlanta, which I'm like, I don't think Constantine's ever been to Atlanta before. Very weird place to start the series, chat, in my opinion, but because of this tax breaks, that's where all these shows film. But overall, despite my criticism, we'll go into some more as I talk about the rest of this episode. I still like the series for what it was doing. I felt it was trying to find its groove and it was getting there. But Matt Ryan, to me, for the most part, when he's not hampered by some of the material what they're forcing on him with the PG-13 rating, he was doing a good job. Doing a very good job. And I hope if they ever do a reboot of this series, Chad, or they do the proper R-rated take on it, that they bring him back, because he deserves it, Chad. He is legitimately great in the show. Matches, think of the 10 base. I watch Gossip Girl in the school to try and impress girls, so I'm kind of partial to CW. Now I get it. To each their own, I'm not hating. I'm just critiquing. I'm just critiquing. LaCara, welcome to you. I'm tired of these Monday to Friday snakes on this monkey flapping plane. Exactly. It's stuff like that I always think is just so humorous. Did you see Chris Klein as a villain in season 5 of The Flash? I did not see Chris Klein as the villain. At that point, I wasn't watching The Flash anymore. I only got 2 seasons in. That was it. I checked after that. Thank you, Danger Monk, for the 5 days. I remember Do the Right Thing on BT. They said Midgy Fidgy instead of motherfucker. Jesus Christ. Stuff like that's always so humorous to me. But, chat, we are opening up. We are opening up in an asylum. Is it Arkham Asylum, chat? No, it's not. That would have been fucking cool, though, if it was Arkham Asylum and John Constantine has checked himself in. I'm going to pretend it's Arkham Asylum, chat. We open up, chat, to Arkham Asylum. And who's their newest resident, chat? It's not the Joker. It's not Mr. Freeze. It's not Victor Zsasz or even Edward Nigma the Riddler, chat. No, their latest patient, chat, is John Constantine. And he's like, he wanted to do it himself. He wasn't taken there by Batman or Hero, Chad. He checked himself in, okay, because he's dealing with a lot of fucked up issues. And he even signed up like, I would like to be first in the list for the electrotherapy, please. Please put the goddamn buzzers to my neck like Victor goddamn Frankenstein and start shocking me, baby. And they're strapping him down, Chad. Constantine's like, make sure they're righty-tighty, love, as they're strapping him down to this chair, Chad. And they put those electrodes to his goddamn neck, Chad. Hook him up to his fucking fingertips and everything. And they put the little goddamn plasticky thing. She had the little rubber thingy in the mouth guard so he doesn't bite his goddamn tongue off, Chad. And they start electrocuting him. And he starts out saying, "You're probably wondering why I'm here." Well, I'm here because I want to forget. He wants to forget his past and the horrible things that he's done, Chad. And we cut to all this disturbing imagery of all these fucking people in the goddamn background flailing around, just being insane, Chad. Like literally in Arkham Asylum. Things aren't going great. He's just like sitting there just drooling over himself, Chad. But he still remembers that thing that happened several months ago, and it's haunting his soul. We then cut, Chat. He's talking to the main individual in charge of Arkham Asylum, Amadeus Arkham, I believe. It's probably not, but I like to think it is, Chat. He's talking to go to Amadeus Arkham, and Amadeus Arkham is like, "Okay, you've been here for about 3 months now. We haven't really had much headway in terms of your therapy. Usually it would be good to talk about it." And John Constantine says, "I want to fucking talk about it to you. I always want to be electrocuted." He just loves being electrocuted, Chat. That's how he gets his kicks nowadays. It's turned to a sexual fetish for him. And he's like, listen, he goes through the whole backlog, Chad. Like, apparently, John Constantine, he's blaming himself for the death of a girl, okay? Apparently, she was murdered, as he says, Chad. Murdered, although it was by no man. No, Chad. She was torn to pieces, literally torn to pieces, limb from limb, Chad, by a demon. And for some reason, John Constantine blames himself. And the doctor's like, listen, you crafted this whole idea of demons and angels and magic and things. These don't exist, John. He's like, how do you know they fucking exist? They do to me, damn it. They're real to me, damn it. And he's like, all right, take it easy. Stop yelling, okay? I'm trying to help you. And he's like, before you checked yourself in, we did a background check on you. And apparently, he has the business card. And says, John Constantine, master of the dark arts. And exorcist. So he goes around performing exorcism. That's what he often does in the series, Chat. But he's master of the dark arts first, Chat. Got his fucking graduate degree in it, apparently. And then, underneath that, Chat, exorcist. That's what he's known for doing. And he's like, even the doctor's like, so really? He's like, I'm going to change the cards. I'm going to change the cards around. It's like the running gag in the show, Chat. It's like, I'm going to get new cards, all right? I know it sounds ridiculous. And he says, listen, man, we want to help you, but you got to talk about this little girl, Astra, Chat. Her name is, he gets mad. Like, the girl, the death of the girl's not your fault. He's like, her name is Astra. And he's like, okay, all right, Astra, like, her death is not your fault. And he says, oh, you don't know, mate, you want that. You want fucking that. He doesn't say fucking, Chat, but usually if I wrote this, he would say fucking. That's what he would say at this point. And the guy goes, all right, well, listen, we're happy to keep you here, okay, and keep performing the various physical therapies, but you really should talk to us during the sessions. If you don't want to talk to me, that's fine. We have other psychiatrists available here. It's actually trying to help these people. And he's, I don't fucking need you. And then he goes sit there having like a little circle meeting, Chat. And they got all the crazy people there, all the people dealing with certain. They got this one guy who's obsessed with the number 9. Like everything he does is a 9, Chat. Thank you, Doctor, for the 5 days. I can't imagine Constantine Hogwarts. That would be amazing. They should do a parody of that. Expecto Patron. Oh, what the fuck is this? What the fuck? That's what they should do. I would love that, Chat. But he's in like a little circle, Chat. Everyone's sharing their feelings and shit. They're focusing on this one guy who does everything in 9s, and so before he puts on each article of clothing, he counts to 9. Every time he gets like, this cup of tea, Chat, he stirs it 9 times, Chat. But he's saying like, no, but today I fucking broke it. I broke the goddamn cycle because he has OCD, he has really bad obsessive compulsive disorder, and he's saying like, I realize that if I won't die, bad things won't happen if I break the cycle. That's what people with OCD have. Like, if like they don't touch the doorknob, they don't turn it like 3 times, like, I'm gonna die, or my mother's gonna die. Like, that's how it is. It doesn't make any sense, Chat, but that's how they feel. You know, I had a form of OCD back in the day, and I got through it. So I was like, I get that, man. I get that. So while this guy's fucking talking, Chat, John's just like, he's just sitting there drooling because he got a little bit of an electroshock therapy again, Chat. Got it into his little neck bolts he has now. But he sees all these CGI cockroaches just walking around the floor. He goes, it's fucking weird. And he's like, he follows them, Chat. He's following all these little CGI cockroaches. I don't know what if this is a thing in asylum, Chat. I don't think it's true. But you literally have people just walking around just like this, or just crying in the hallway. I want to say they don't do that. I mean, I haven't been to an insane asylum, but I think that's kind of a stereotype. That's a trope. That's a trope right now, Chat. But he's following all these CGI books, and he goes to the big art room, Chat. Goes to a big art gallery, Chat. It's the art therapy they have there for painting and drawing and crayons and shit. And he sees this woman over there, chat. This blonde lady who is just seems to be painting something on the wall, chat. But then he notices the wall is fucking moving. And it's like all the cockroaches and bugs that lived in the asylum, chat, have all massed here. They're all wriggling around the goddamn wall. It's disgusting. And he goes up there. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? You dumb. He says a lot of bad words here, Chase. What the fuck are you doing? And she turns around and she goes, ah! Just screeches at him. He's like, listen, I just don't want to deal with you right now, okay? I'm not about this. I'm done with you. Fuck off. And he walks away, Chad. He walks away, but he's like, God damn it. Like, if I don't deal with this, everyone's going to probably fucking die. He goes, like, listen here, lass. Listen, I'm going to help you out, all right? But you got to stop using this girl as a vessel. And he does this incantation, chat, and she goes, ah! And she attacks him, chat. She attacks him, and she's flying around the goddamn room being ragdolled and shit. It's like the Conjuring, chat. It's like the Conjuring on steroids. And he's like, be gone, fall, be. She's like, ah! And then all of a sudden, boom, ba-boom. She explodes, chat. Well, not like explodes, but like something comes out of her, like something barfs her out or something, chat. And he's like, that was fucking weird. And you know, she's like laying on top of him, and she's okay. She's like, what the fuck is happening? All the glass is broken, the whole thing. She screeched so loud, just broke the goddamn sound barrier, everything like exploded. And he sees on the wall, chat. He sees a name on the wall. This name being Liv Aberdeen, chat. And this name means a lot to him. He's like, God damn it. Because it's his friend Jasper, chat. He's like, Jasper, you son of a bitch. I see what you did. And now I gotta go ahead and do this. It's like, now, as an audience member, chat, we don't know what the hell he's talking about. What the hell is he talking about, chat? But he realizes, like, I gotta get out of here. I've been wasting my time here. And now I gotta go after this girl, Liv Aberdeen. He checks out of the asylum, chat, to hunt some more ghosts and spectral forces. Meanwhile, chat, we cut to a car depot, a rental car service. We're introduced to the character of Liv Aberdeen, chat. And I realized watching this again, because it was interesting. This actress who plays this character, she was supposed to be a series regular. She was supposed to be one of the main cast members, but for some reason, they wrote her off the show in this first episode, chat. They didn't kill her or anything, but they just wrote her off the show. I'm sure they probably would have. But I was like, that's odd. And the reason I'm guessing, chat, is because she is terrible. I have not seen this since 6 years, but I'm like, ooh, yeah, she's not a very good actress, chat. Very stilted, very wooden dialogue. Doesn't really have any chemistry of anybody else, chat. And they place like she's like kind of like you're the most important character in the series right now, based on this particular episode too. So I was like, yeah, okay, and I was like, ooh, this is just not great. But they completely wrote her off the show, chat. And she's there. She's talking to her coworker, chat. They're eating some Chinese food, chat. They're having a nice little Jewish Christmas there. They're eating some food. And, you know, they're opening fortune cookies and shit and everything. Having a good time. And he goes, hey, you know, I got to get going, but you're going to lock up, because they do that every other day, chat. Like, I lock up, you lock up. They have a system down. They have a system down, chat. And he's like, well, before you leave, why don't you open your fortune cookie? And she opens the fortune cookie, chat. It's blank. Ooh, the fortune cookie doesn't have a fortune on it, chat. That's fucking horrifying, as we all know. And she's like, my life sucks so much, even the fortune cookie doesn't like me, which is what she says. I love that. And so he's like, well, you know what? Here, take another fortune cookie for the road. She's like, thank you. And he fucking takes off, chat. And she locks up the car rental service. She goes to her car, chat, and she fucking, you know, gets in the thing. And she has one of like my car, chat. Some of these more advanced models, they start to have this you can, when you're backing out, like a camera pops up and you can see what you're backing up into. I still to this day just go, just to check anyway. I just do that, chat. But it pops up, and she's looking at chat, and she's backing up, and then the blinker comes on and says, warning, there's something behind you. And she's like, there's nothing there. And she slowly creeps up, and the light comes, goes, no, warning, there's something behind you. She's like, what the hell? And she steps out of her car, chat, and she does the dumb thing of like, I'm going to stand directly behind my car and look at the camera. And then the car goes, whoa, she's like, ah! And she backs up, chat. She backs up, she gets a little spooked, a little scared. And all of a sudden, all the fucking lights shut down. All the fucking lights shut down the area, chat. They just go, boop. They just explode. They just fucking explode. Lights in her car go off, chat. She's like, what the hell? And all of a sudden, chat, the earth itself begins to rumble. It begins to shudder. And the earth itself, chat, is birthing magma, liquid hot magma. And she's like, oh! And she's trying to run away from this burning CGI liquid hot magma, chat, also known as lava when it penetrates the surface. And she's running. And then who fucking pulls up, Chad, in a taxi cab like a London era? We're in the middle of Atlanta, by the way. So I don't know how they got this London era 1970s taxi cab, Chad, but it's here. And who fucking pulls up, Chad, and walks right out of it? John fucking Constantine, Chad. He walks out and he says, what's the problem here, Les? And she's like, the fucking floor's made of lava. He's like, I got that. Don't worry about that. He's like, listen, you're very important for this plot. All right, but we have like no chemistry, right? So I'm gonna handle this situation, or I'm gonna go down there and make sure the floor stops being lava. And he goes over there, Chet. He walks over and he sees it's all lava, and then boom, it explodes. It's like creates a fucking crater. And John Constantine says, "I'm gonna go into the crater of all the magma is." He tops it, but the magma's gone, Chet. It's just gone. It's just vanished. He's like, "What the hell's going on?" And then when he's walking around, Chet, he hears the flapping of some wings. Chet, he hears the flapping of wings, and he turns around. And it's like, "Oh, it's one of you messianic people. It's the goddamn angel, Chet." We introduced the character of what's this guy's name? Manny, Chad, Manny the Angel. And he's basically like a guardian to John Constantine, but he doesn't like it. You know, God, the angels, they basically damned John Constantine to hell for what he did, Chad, a couple of months ago. He did something so fucking foul that even God and JC were like, nah, that guy gotta go to hell. We can't tolerate that kind of shit. That was foul what you did, John. And Manny's down here and saying, listen, John, the big guy wants to work with you, okay? You want to work with you? And then John's like, well, okay, you want me to help all these people, help you, help God, all that shit. What's in it for me? What's in it for me? And Manny's like, listen, man, you fucked up. You fucked up big time, okay? All I can say is we'll make your suffering less terrible. You're still going to suffer, but it'll be less so. And John's like, you know what? Fuck you and fuck that and fuck him. And he's like, ah! And he crawls out of the pit, chat. And he's like, I got to help that girl Liv Aberdeen, chat. She's still very important. Speaking of Liv Aberdeen, we cut back to Liv Aberdeen, chat. She got a lift. I love it, just very calm. She got a lift from her friend, even though the floor literally birthed fucking magma. I'd be like, I'm a little freaked out by this. We got to call the police. We got to call the goddamn, geological surveys. Like, why is there a volcano in the middle of Atlanta, chat? Other thing, is this like goddamn a volcano of Tommy Lee Jones? Or there's a fucking volcano in the middle of Los Angeles? Doesn't make any goddamn sense. This is a big fucking story, Chad. It's Volcano 2. This could have been either Constantine or Volcano 2, Chad. You know? I think it would have been kind of fun. But her roommate, not roommate, Chad, but her neighbor gives her a lift to this poor fucking woman. This poor fucking woman, Blondie, Chad, her name's Blondie. And she's like, oh, no problem. You know, I'm happy to help you. You know, neighbors got to stay neighborly. She's like, hell yeah, we do, Blondie. And so Liv, she goes in her apartment, Chad. She strips down to her nightie. She's showing off all the goods, the bazungas, the bot. It's great. And then the other one, Chad, she's like, I must advertise the things that paid for this series and episode. Apple product, Coca-Cola, gummy bears for some reason. This is like prominently featured. It's like, what the fuck is this? Ace Rock, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing very well. Good to see you. We're talking about the product placement of Apple computers, Coca-Cola, and gummy bears, Chad. That's a lot of sugar. That's a lot of sugar. You don't know. You can bring some bad stuff upon yourself. You consume that much sugar in one fucking sitting. But while Liv is about to enter her apartment, Chad, the Blondie, she already went inside hers. We see this one guy, Chad, this one bearded gentleman is like walking down the hallway and just stops and looks at her. And she's like, that's fucking weird. And she just goes in her apartment, Chad, and he keeps walking, Chad, and he pulls out a knife. He pulls out a knife, Chad. That's not good. And he goes to the fucking door, Chad, and he starts scrawling something. Which I'm sorry, but if I lived in an apartment, if someone started scrawling something on my fucking door, I would hear it. I would hear that, Chad. I'm not like, bullshit that she didn't hear that. But he scrawls this symbol on her door, Chad, and she falls asleep on her futon. Then, chat, we cut. The guy in the knife was gone. He did like an Egyptian symbol, chat. The symbol of Horus, chat. The god of the sun, I guess. And also put like a shit ton of salt around her door. And all of a sudden, chat, this entity, this force has entered the apartment complex. And the entity is going up to fucking, goddamn Liv's door and just like, it's fucking salt in the symbol. I can't go there. I don't like salt. But he sees Blondie's door. She don't got no symbol. She don't have no salt. I'm going to go fuck with her. And he goes inside her apartment, chat, this thing. And Liv, she's just drinking Coca-Cola, eating gummy bears, chat, and typing away on her Apple computer, chat. Apple computer, it dies. It's typical, chat. Apple products, they only last about a year and a half. And she's like, what's going on? And all of a sudden, the bulbs in her apartment start bursting, chat. She's like, oh, Jesus, it's so scary. And then she turns around, chat, and I love it. She turns around, and the computer screen lights back up, and it's this giant demonic eye that was like, and what happened to her? What happened to the Blondie, chat? But then we cut back to Liv's apartment. She wakes up because there's There's all these fucking helicopters over the place, chat. They're circling her apartment. They're shining lights inside all the windows and things. And she's like, what the hell's going on? She hears some commotion outside. She goes outside her apartment, chat, and the police are there, and they got the goddamn gurney in the black bag for looks like they're going into her neighbor's apartment. And she's like, what's going on? The officer's like, ma'am, this is a police matter. Police, stay back, please. She's like, that's my neighbor. She's my friend. And we see, chat, and Blondie's fucking head's been twisted off. It's been literally twisted, not like snapped off, chat. It's like someone grabbed her head and went, nyeh, 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 and twisted that shit off, and just like that, chat. Her shoulders all completely ripped off, chat. It's like, what the fuck happened to her? We're gonna find out. And of course, Liv, chat, she's traumatized by this whole thing. She can't believe what she's seen. It's terrible. Also, John Constantine said, I'm back because your dad, Jasper, his name is Jasper Winters. You know that name? And she's like, well, I never met my dad. My mom said he died before he was born. And, fucking Constantine's like, it's bullshit. Your mom lied to you. He's a magician like me, and you got magic powers. She's like, I don't want to hear this, and she leaves. She leaves, chat, and then we're at the scene when she's working with her neighbor here. But then we cut, chat, and they load up good old Blondie's body on the ambulance, chat. Now, hey, she doesn't pay the $1,000 now, does she? But she goes up on their chat, and apparently just have one ambulance driver for this. They don't have like a whole team, chat. Just one poor, sorry schmuck. And he's driving this thing, and all of a sudden the body bag just begins fucking just flailing around, chat. It's like, how is it doing that, chat? She's literally in pieces. And he's like, what the fuck? And he passes under a very ill-lit underpass, chat. It's like, this seems safe. And he stops, chat, gets out and goes to the back. I'll be like, fuck that. I'm gonna go to the hospital, and then I'm gonna open that fucking shit. I'm gonna get all the people in here to see this. And he goes in there, chat, and he's like, it's okay, are you okay? Because then he sees the body bag like flailing again. He's like, oh shit, I'll get you out of there. And then all the lights go out, chat. Every single one. He's like, oh, and he's like, oh Jesus, oh God, what's happening? He gets his flashlight, chat, turns that shit. He's like, oh. And then we see fucking Blondie on the car going, and grabs him. I love it. She's like on the wall. He's like on the fucking and just eats him, chat. Eats him. He's like, he's fucking dead, chat. He's killed. And then afterwards, we cut to Liv. Oh no, we cut to John Constantine. He's outside the car rental service, chat. He's waiting for Liv. Liv stops by. She's dropped off by the police. And he's like, oh, the police always give you a fucking lift, do they, love? And she's like, listen, there was a lot of crazy shit that happened. Can you just reiterate all the things so the audience remembers? She's like, yeah, sure. Your dad's name is Jasper Winters. He fucked your mom at a goddamn concert. You popped out 9 months later. You have magical abilities, okay? I can help you, but I need your help. You got to help me to help you, all right? And also, this is my buddy Chaz. He drives the cab. He's like, hi, I'm Chaz. He's very soft-spoken, Chad. He's like, he's not much for words, but he's a very old friend of mine. He has great survival instincts, by the way. I'm going to emphasize that because there's going to be some weird shit in the episode later on. Be like, what the fuck just happened? It doesn't make any sense. We'll explain later on in the series. And she's like, listen, I gotta go to work, okay? I gotta go to work at my shitty job at the car rental service. I don't want to deal with fucking, demons or ghosts or magicians. I'm done with it. She, right before she's about to go, John grabs her. She's like, no. She's like, let go of me, rape! But he's not doing anything like that, chat, because all of a sudden, the ambulance from yesterday, chat, goes right through the car rental service, kills all the people inside. It's like, actually, it misses everybody, but it was aiming for her desk right at the front, chat, goes on in. And they're like, holy shit. And she walks in, she's like, my desk was there. The car would have hit me if I was sitting there. It's delivered in that same way. She's like, everything is like, she should be like at an 11 here. It's like, holy fucking shit. But she's always at a 5. She's always at a 5 no matter what. And then we hear this, we hear like a weird, like grunting, like growling noise. And John Constantine is like, oh, is this bitch? And it's that friend, Chad. It's the friend. She somehow reattached her head and ripped apart the other guy, chat, and put his body parts on her. And she's like an abomination hentai monster now, like just like a meat monster, chat. She's a meat monster. And she tried to use the force of the car to kill her, to kill Liv, but she went to the fucking windshield, chat, so she broke her neck again, her spine. She's like, ah! And John's like, oh, Jesus Christ, I didn't expect something like this, doing this out in the open. This is some evil incantations going on right here. here. And Liv is like, oh my God, it's my friend. It's like, I love it. She's like, my friend. Your friend, she's like, we have to help her. Why do you want to help your friend who just tried to kill you and who now looks like, I wouldn't want to help anybody who looks like that. I'm sorry. And John's just like, you think that looks like a friendly face right there? And he goes, and he snaps in that chair and the demon goes away. And then the blondie, she passes on. She passes on, Chad. She's horrible. She really is. It's this bitch. She really is. Good to see Antoine Films. Oscar worthy. She's bad. I mean, I'm like, yeah, there's a good reason why we wrote this show. But, you know, John's like, okay, do you believe me now? That was some fucking weird shit. Your blonde friend came back to life. She murdered that poor man, that paramedic, stuck his limbs on her body, chat, as an abomination monster, and you don't think this is weird? She's like, I'm gonna go talk to my mom. He's like, all right, go fucking talk to your mom. And so then, chat, we go see Liv's mom. We go see Liv's mom, and Liv's just like, Mom, I want to confront you about a few things. She's like, what is it, honey? She's like, what? My dad, Jasper Winters, I just found out that he didn't die when I was born. He's actually been alive for quite some time, and he might still be alive. And she's like, listen, all right, I had a crazy night. It was the 70s. We all were doing all sorts of fucking, LSD was huge. LSD was fucking huge, all right? Had some of that. He talked about magic and shit. He was on it. And then we made hot, sweaty, sexy love. And that was the last time I saw him. Okay? Then, you know, your grandma, Nana, she just didn't, you know, she didn't want to, like, encourage your relationship either or to pursue it, so we lied to you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to lie to you. We want to protect you, okay? We just want to create a good life for you so you work in a car rental service for the rest of your fucking natural-born life. And Liv's just like, well, did he leave everything behind? And her mother's just like, you know what, now that you mentioned it, he did. And she goes to, like, this fucking, you know, attic chat with all the fucking spiders and cobwebs and brings this giant box down, opens it up, and she hands out this medallion to her. It's like, he gave this to me. He said that the last time I saw him was before you were born. He said that when she's ready, she should hold the medallion to accept her destiny, Chad. This is all about Liv and her character arc and how she shall too become a demon hunter and destroyer of ghosts and all that good jazz. And she's like, oh my God. She takes this like, it's just the medallion. What's going on? She goes, oh, because over her mother's shoulder, Chad, is Nana. Nana's been dead for like 10 years. And Nana's just going, hi, how you doing? She's like, Nana, how can you be there? And she's like, you can't go, Liv. Be with us. Join us. Stay with us. I'll swallow your soul. And then her fucking eyes just turn black and she starts vomiting black goo like over everywhere. And Liv's like, oh my God. And the mom doesn't know anything this happened. She's like, well, honey, what's wrong? What's wrong? Where are you going? She's like, this fucking Nana. And she's vomiting everywhere. And she runs away, piss off, Ghost Granny. Just was crazy. She goes out of there, chat, and she's like, I gotta go somewhere in Atlanta, and she keeps driving, chat, but then what shows up? The fucking taxi cab, chat, from earlier, the taxi cab with John Constantine, Chaz, and they get out, hey, did you see, like, a weird grandma? Because I heard, like, in the vicinity, there'd be, like, a weird, like, demonic grandma, and she's like, that's my Nana. She's like, I gotta take care of that later on, but listen, you're as you probably found out, you have a destiny to hunt demons like your dad, okay? He was a good friend of mine, taught me a lot of things in my own demon hunting and exorcism career, all right? I want to take you to his place so you can embrace your destiny, okay? Because your dad said before he died, which was like I don't know, like a month ago. Fern, thank you so much for resubscribing. If they gave a prize for being mean, the winner would be him. Thank you so much, Fern. Welcome to stream. Hope you're doing very well. Just unavoidable. It is your destiny. Very true. And she's like, well, I guess I'll do that. Yeah, for my destiny and shit. He's like, get in the car. And he's like, hey, do you want to hear about my sad backstory? She's like, not really. Let me tell you about it. So I was about to perform an exorcism on this little girl named Asteria in good old London, England. London, England, right? Things went bad. Things didn't go so well. It got a little fucked up. But I'm a good guy. I'm just trying to help. Trying to help other people, so help myself in the process. You know, we're good. We're good, right? We're good. She's like, that's really fucking weird. And all of a sudden, chat, boom! They get hit by a goddamn truck, chat, because the systems, all the lights start going off, like the traffic lights are going from green to fucking yellow to red, like super quick and thing. And Chaz is hit by a goddamn truck, chat. Oh, it's terrible. It's so goddamn terrible. And they get out of the goddamn car, chat, or they try to. That's when, like, John Constantine has the flashback, chat, and we see the little girl as she's ripped to fucking bits by the goddamn demon monster. Chat's like, holy shit, he's ripping that girl apart. Except in PG-13 fashion, which means just takes her into a big black, in a big blue light. That's it, chat. That's all it is. Just drags her to the big blue light. And I guess that's where he tore her apart. We don't know. He's having this flashback and shit. But then, he comes to, chat, because he hears Liv going, oh my God, the car is on fire. You want to put a little more emphasis on that? Like, oh my God. No, she's like, it's on fire. My foot is stuck. And Chaz, he's like, I can't move anymore. He's not doing great. And John's like, I got you. But then all of a sudden, chat, the power lines come to life. And they're like little power line snakes. They're like, yeah. And they're going to get you. We're going to get you. And they're trying to electrocute them to death, chat. I guess this demon controls electricity. He's like, I'm going to get you. And he's trying to shock him. But then John Constantine, he starts, doing some spells and shit. You be gone, demon. And the demon is gone. The demon momentarily is limited. And then Liv crawls out. And then good old Chaz, he's the last one to crawl out, chat. But oh no! The power line comes back to life. And it pierces him from the back, chat, and comes out his tummy. And he's like, he's like fleeing there. And they're like, no! She's like, Chaz, even though I only knew you for like about an hour, I'm so emotionally distraught over this. And John Constantine, he's just like, hey, let's just go. And we hard cut, and we just see John Constantine walking. She's like, why aren't you scared? Aren't you? Your friend just died. He's just like, I've been through this with him before. He has survival abilities, shit. He has survival skills of the likes which we have never seen before. So let's see if Chaz gets a one-up, chat. We'll see what Chaz is doing, what he's looking like later on. I'm going to tell you right, he comes back completely fine. I don't know how he did it. Very confused by that. Anyway, chat, we continue walking. And he's like, hey, show me that medallion that your mom gave you. She's like, okay. And he's like, He said, here, hold my hand and let me hold it. I'm going to imbue with my magic so you can see some crazy shit. He's like, cool. And so he holds her hand, chat. She holds his hand with the medallion inside, and boom, boom. She's transported between realms, chat, where all these souls are all walking around. We see a hippie guy with a fedora. We see like a creepy lady going, all this shit. She's like, what the hell is this? He's like, this is the realm between realms. This is like lost souls who are trying to escape, trying to go either to heaven or hell or to someplace else, to many other dimensions of reality or universes, chat. They all exist here. They're all trapped in limbo. And she's like, oh, that's crazy. Hey, there's a train coming. There's a train. And he's like, oh, is a train coming? Okay. She's like, let's move. We're going to get hit by the train. He's like, She's like, let's fucking move. And she's actually putting some emotion into it. And, oh, no, the train hits them, chat. But it's okay because it goes through them. And he's like, and without missing a beat, he just goes, ghost train. And it's like, you want to explain the ghost train, John? He's like, nah. Ghost train. Like, that's the only explanation we need. It's a ghost train. And so they're like, all right, let's continue down to your father's secret hideout. And I was like, are we not going to explain the ghost train? I guess not. All right, fair enough. And we go to her secret hideout, chat, which is literally a mile away from her house. It's just right over there. I was like, wow, closer. And his whole explanation is, oh, your dad wanted to keep an eye on you for, the rest of your life. She's like, well, that's kind of weird and sweet in a way. He's like, yeah, it's pretty creepy. Hey, let's go inside. And they open it up, chat. And when we get a smorgasbord of DC references, chat, we see some words on a wall scroll on the wall, chat, from Zatara and Zatanna, chat. We see their initials on the wall. We see, chat, some objects that are reminiscent, possibly owned by Etrigan the Demon. And also, chat, finally, the big piece de la resistance, chat, Dr. Fate's helmet, chat. And I love it because she picks this thing up and she's like, listen, you better put that down or that thing will put you down. She's like, oh shit, God. So look at all these references we see. Very, very cool. And he's like, come over here. And she's like, okay. He's like, listen, I'm gonna need you to grip the medallion really tightly in your hand and hold it over this map. She's like, why? He's like, you got to do it. It'll be a cool little surprise. She's like, okay. And all of a sudden, spikes come out of it, and she goes, ah! It's like a porcupine thing goes right through her fucking hand. She's like, oh my God. And you cut to John. He's like. He's laughing his ass. He's like, why are you laughing? And he's like, your dad did that to me years ago. He's such an asshole. I said, I get him back, but he's dead now, so I got you instead, and you're the closest thing to him anyway. She's like, my hand hurts. He's like, don't worry, I'll heal it up in a second. And the blood drops on this map, Chip. Drops on this map. And it goes to this one location, and it's called blood scrying. Yeah, it's called blood scrying. Apparently, it predicts bad things that will happen in the future, chat. So her dad, Jasper Winters, and John Constantine, they would perform this blood scrying, chat, and they were see where bad things were possibly going to happen in the future, and they would go to them and either stop them or try to prevent them, chat, or fight demons and all that shit. And so it goes to this one location on the map, right? And he's like, it's gotta be some, and like goes to this one place and like a concentration of demon activity. And he says, we're gonna make our last stand here. Sound good? She's like, what? I don't know what you're saying. It's like my blood loss. Oh God. And then the blood starts trailing off like these little other beads, and they go to like another place. And she goes, what does that mean? He goes, it's like another bad thing that's gonna happen. He's like, should we be concerned about that? And he's like, I don't know. I don't really care, honestly. I'm apathetic and sarcastic, so no. And she's like, okay, well, what do we do now? He's like, he fixes her hand. He's like, thank you. It hurt really bad. He's like, I know it hurt really bad. Listen, I'm going to go and get some help. You stay here and reminisce about your dead dad that you never met. And he leaves, Chet. He leaves because he's going to get some help from some other people, Chet. He's going to get help from another individual. And he goes to a professor. Okay, what's this guy's name, Chet? Hold on. Let me see if I got the guy, chat. No, not Astra, not Papa. Oh God, what's that character's name? Hold on. I don't know the guy's name, chat, but he's like a Schmiegel-looking guy. He's like Schmiegel with hair. We're gonna call him Little Schmiegel. So we got Charles Xavier. That's right. So he talks to Schmiegel, who was assisted him on many of his exorcism and demon hunts, chat. He's a university professor at the University of Atlanta, chat. I don't know what he fucking teaches, but no, I know what he teaches, chat. Hacking. Because in any episode, chat, he's the chicken golem. No, he's the demon golem, Chad. He's the golem who hunts demons. That's what he is, the exorcism golem. And what he does, Chad, he hacks things. So anytime you have a hacker, when you need to just shut things off or shut things down or hack into like a security system, this is the guy you get. So he's hacking golem. That's what he is, Chad. He's literally hacking golem. But he wants nothing to do with fucking John Constantine. He's like, fuck you, man. I don't want to work with you, or what happened with Asteria in London, England. He goes, you know what, John? You're such a piece of shit. I wish you were the one who was taken by that demon. And John's like, you and me both, man. You and me both, bruv. That's what I would want too. I wouldn't want that little girl's hole to be suffering in hell forever. That's a fate worse than death. But then hacking Schmiegel, he's all like, I don't want to help you. I'm not going to help you. He goes, listen. In order for you to help me, I'm going to tell the London police that you were responsible for the little girl's murder, which is fucked up. And he's like, what? He's like, yeah, man, I bet you don't have a fucking alibi to go with it. And I have the powers of persuasion. I'm very likable. And he's like, fuck you, John Constantine. He's like, hey, man, I'm an asshole. That's what I am. So he was going to place the blame for that girl's murder on this guy so he can hack things. And he's like, Jesus Christ, this is a shitty thing to do. Then, shall we cut back to the little secret hideout of Jasper Winters, chat, with his daughter, Liv. And she's like, she got a nice roaring fire going, chat. And she's looking in the mirror, and all of a sudden, her dad's behind her. She's like, oh my God. Except he's not doing anything, chat. It looks like he's warming his hand. She's like, Dad. He's not responding to her, chat. And he walks away. He's like, what the fuck? And then John Constantine comes back. He's like, I brought groceries, which means whiskey and beer, chat. That's what he brought. But then who's behind him, chat? Chaz. She's like, Chaz? He's like, I am Chaz. And she's like, we saw you die. He's like, I didn't die. And John's like, oh, remember when I said he has like really unique survival abilities and skills? This is evidence of it. I'm not going to explain what it is because, a little air of mystery, right? And he's like, he makes great food. He makes great lamb chops. We're going to need full bellies before we do this thing tonight. She's like, what are we doing? She's like, we're going to trap the demon and use you as bait. She's like, that's really fucked up. He's like, listen. It's the only way we're going to trap the demon, all right? And so let's have some fucking lamb chops, and then let's go catch us a goddamn demon. She's like, okay. And then, chat, we cut to downtown L.A. because it's very cheap to film there because of the tax breaks. And John's bribing a security guard. And gives him $500. And apparently, they got to get the rooftop of this specific building. And the guard goes, $500 just to have sex on the roof? And he goes, listen, man, that's what the girl wants. And then we see, come on, hurry up. I'm so horny. I'm like, oh my God. I'm so horny. It's like, okay. He's like, you're a lucky man. He's like, goddamn right. Also, by the way, I'll put an extra 100 in here, okay? And I will give you this. I'll give you this as a light bulb. Now, when that light bulb starts glowing, you go ahead and give me a little ring-a-ding-ding on the phone. And the guy goes, this isn't plugged into anything. And John goes, neither am I. Bye. And so he goes up to the rooftop, and the guy goes, this is the easiest $600 ever fucking made. And he plays video games the whole time, chat. Then we go up top of the rooftop, and he does like a big old weird satanic, symbol, chat, like a ward sealing spell or whatever the fuck it is. Seal. I guess it's a demon seal. So it traps the demon, seals the demon inside. And it's like has salt in it. It's like white paint and everything. All sorts of ingredients, chat. Essence of toad, old man's thumb, all that good shit. And he made a nice little soup. And that's what he paints it with, chat. A little paintbrush. And he goes, all right, listen. You're going to be in the middle here, okay? You're going to be in the middle of this thing. The demon's going to probably come and get you, but that'll be fine because he's going to walk in there, and then boom, you walk out. We're good. We got him. It'll be no problem at all. But during that time period, we need to have a bonding moment. And she's like, what was your childhood like, John? He's like, let me tell you. I'm like, I don't know. You asked the wrong. I would not want to know what John Constantine's fucking childhood is like, Chad. I think I can gather it was not a happy childhood. He says, well, when I was born, no. When I never met my mother. She's like, why didn't you meet your mother, John? Because I killed her. She's like, what? At least that's what my dad always says. No, my mom died when she was giving birth to me. And my father never let me forget it. He would always call me killer. And every time he came home from the pub, and that was pretty much every goddamn night, after he was done beating me, he would say before he closed the goddamn door, leaving me bloodied and broken and bruised, saying, oh, and that's I could do even worse to you, killer. Even nothing compares to what you did to your mother. Nothing I could fucking, have on you will be compared to what you did to your mother. And I lived that for the rest of my life. And so I started to get into weird shit. He had a goth face, Chad had a goth punk face. And he said, well, I want to always contact my dead mom and to ask her, it's like, do you blame me for, when you front pooped me out for your death? And so he started getting into the cult, looking up all these spells. He's very self-taught. That's why people look down on him, because he's self-taught. He didn't go to fucking Hogwarts, chat. And he's just like, yeah. And then I always said I would do it, but he's never done it yet, chat, because he's scared. He's like, that's always been inside of him. He doesn't want to do it, chat. And she's like, wow, okay then. I'm sorry to ask. She's like, you goddamn right. Meanwhile, chat, we cut downstairs to the security guard. And he's playing Flappy Bird, Chad. This, of course, is 2014, and Flappy Bird was still popular at the time. Chad, he almost beat his high score, but oh no, all the lights start to go out. And then a demon goes inside of him. The light bulb was glowing, Chad. It was glowing brightly. Should have done that beforehand. But the demon goes inside his tummy, Chad, and it lives there for a while. And then we cut back up to the rooftop, and all the lightning starts striking, the lights all start flickering and shit. And that's not good. And then all of a sudden, Chad, the security guard, he's up on the roof. And John's like, hey, Oi, I fucking told you to call me. And the guy who steps out, he's all all weird looking and bloated. And he goes, you killed that nice security guard, you bastard. He's like, come on, come and get her. I put on a silver platter for you. And this demon's fucking stupid. He goes, well, since you did that, I'll go ahead and mosey on over. And he walks it over, Chad, right into the seal. And she goes, he starts freaking out and shit. It's not looking good. And fucking John Constantine's like, I got you, motherfucker. I got you. But all of a sudden, Chad, the demon transforms into John Constantine, the thing that he fears and hates most, Chad, himself. Metaphor. And the demon starts talking shit. The demon's name is Francis. That's the demon's name, chat. It's like Fragababa, but I'm gonna call him he's like Fragababa. I'm gonna call you Francis. That's how he does the mock him shit. And so we got Francis the Demon, and he says, yeah, I want that bitch because she got magic powers, and the Dark Council wants that shit. And John's like, not giving you to her at all. He's like, oh, like you gave Asteria to us a little while ago. He's like, fuck you, man. Why you bringing up bullshit? He's like, John, I could do a fucking trade for you, man. I could do a trade. Here it is. I can give you Asteria, all right? I'll summon her right and go, boop, and fucking snaps his finger. She's like, help me, John, help me. He's like, he's all crying and shit. He's like, I'll give her to you if you let me go and let me do what I need to do. And John's just like, okay. And he starts doing this fucking incantation. But yeah, we know what Liv's powers are. She can see fucking demons. She can see the roof shit. She grips the medallion really tightly and all that shit. And she fucking sees that the little girl Asteria, chat, she's not Asteria. That's a demon in disguise. She's like, John's a fucking demon. And John's like, hey, you tricked me. He goes, it was worth a try. And he goes, fucking hacking Schmiegel, hack the system. And they turn off all the fucking lights in the area. They turn off all the goddamn lights. And then all of a sudden, John Constantine goes to bamboozle the demon, chat, because the demon draws power from electricity. And so somehow, hacking Schmiegel managed to completely shut down the entire power grid to the city of Atlanta, chat, by just hacking. He's a hacking expert, chat, as we all know. And so he shuts it all down, and so the demon has no more power, chat, cannot escape, and then fucking John Constantine sets the guy on fire and the little Asteria demon. They go, no, and they're sent back to the depths of hell, chat. They're sent back to the depths of hell. Then it's over. And then the power comes back on. It's like, because you can just press a couple buttons, chat, boom, everything's back on. And John says, hey, why don't you go home with hacking Schmiegel? I got to go get a drink, okay? This is a lot on me. I just set the girl who I wanted to save on fire. Not great. I'll check back with you in a bit. And so Liv, she goes with hacking Schmiegel. And, Hacking Schmiegel's asking her, like, how'd it go? She goes, it was really fucked up. He was about to, drop the seal because he saw that little girl. He's like, what happened to that little? She doesn't really know. And Hacking Schmiegel says, that was an exorcism we all tried to perform in good old London, England. And the thing about it is that John, he went ahead of us because he was super overconfident. His overconfidence would be his undoing. And he decided, John's thought would be smart to summon a more powerful demon to assist him in exorcising the demon soul inside the little girl. And the demon he summoned said, nah, fuck that, I want them both. And he fucking took the demon and the little girl and ripped them apart and ate them, and now he went back to hell, and John feels really bad about it. He feels really bad about it. And he's like, listen, John's a sumbitch. Do not trust him. Don't go with him, okay? I'm trying to write you out of the series right now. This scene was crafted so we write you out of the series, or maybe not. Actually, no, it wasn't. It was what was going to happen, was supposed to happen after the scene. So she after all this thing, she then comes to, she's like, wait, stop. Because they stop at that one street where the little trickle of blood went to, then that other place in Atlanta. Was like, there might be some bad stuff here. And she walks out and she sees that a demon has decapitated a child, chat. It's really fucked up. She goes, holy fucking shit. And what was supposed to happen after this scene, chat, is she was supposed to join John Constantine, like, know what? I'm going to embrace my destiny. I'm going to embrace my destiny and become a magician like you and honor my father's legacy and protect the innocent souls and people and creatures of this world from demons and shit. And, but what happens instead... Which I just love it. It's just like, all right, this is not a good foot forward, chat. We cut to the bar where John's like, that's what's supposed to God, despite all the stuff that happened, Chad, she's gonna do it anyway. But then we cut to the bar and Chaz walks in and says, oh yeah, Liv, she got on a fucking plane, she went to California. She said, fuck that. And she got her ass. She got her tuchus on a plane, chat, and flew to California that fucking night because she ain't going to be a part of this bullshit. And she said, here's your shit. Here's your magic shit. Here's the map. Here's the medallion. That's on you. He goes, yeah, I figured that probably would happen. Chad's like, you mean you want to do this? He's, yeah, demon hunting's not for everybody, man. They shot this after the pilot. It's clear. It's evident, chat. There was going to be, I bet there's all the footage that exists where she joins the team. But the actress, I think, was just so goddamn bad. They're like, honey, sorry, ain't going to work out. But before she left, she did do the scrying again, the blood scrying. We see a map of the United States of America, chat, continental that is. And she has all these little blood splotches everywhere, all this demon activity is going. And Chaz is like,
I like that girl, but I think maybe we should try to make up for the death of Asteria. And we should go to some of these places.
And John's like, fuck that. He's like, John's like, and Jazz gets a little more bass in his chest. He goes, John, listen, if you're gonna sit here fucking moping away, drinking all your goddamn life away, well, no, these brewskis and whiskeys, man. Let's actually do fucking something, all right? Let's do this in honor of Asteria. And John's just like, fine, okay, I guess we'll go ahead and I'll save people again. He goes, yay!
I'm gonna go get the car and I'm gonna drive you home.
And so he goes and gets the car. But then, chat, He's like, I want another brewski. He's like, barkeep, another one, please. And then who's the barkeep, chat? It's Maddie. It's good old fucking Maddie, chat. Manny, the angel. And he goes, hey, how you doing, John? And he's like, have you thought about my offer? And John is just like, you know what? I'm going to take you up on that offer. I'm going to take you up on that offer, Manny. I'll work with the big guy upstairs and his number 2, JC. I'll help them out, but you got to help me out, okay? You got to make sure I'm not burning hell after this is all done. He's like, can you do that for me? He's like, we can reduce your sentence. We'll see if we can reduce your sentence. He's like, that's good enough for me. By the way, pay for this shit. Pay for this shit. I ain't paying for you. That's what you're doing right now, right? I work for you now, right? Call that a business lunch. And he gets up, and then he's walking down the goddamn alleyway. And then for whatever reason, these fucking guys pop up with assault weapons shit about to rob him, I guess. And he sets his hands on fire. He's like, has this like a hand sanitizer. And he sets his hands on fire, Chad. He goes, oh, and the guys goes, oh, and they all fucking run away, Chad. And then we cut because a woman in a bedroom chat somewhere, she's doing drawings of John Constantine like in real time. And it's like, oh, she's seeing these things. She's like a seer, chat. And then we see all the famous artwork from the John Constantine comics, chat, from like the Alan Moore run, the Swamp Thing, which is kind of cool. I like the little Easter eggs they pepper in this first episode, chat. So we see all the variations of John Constantine from various artists who have worked on the character for Jesus Christ. We're 40 years at this point. So pretty goddamn cool, chat. Pretty goddamn cool. But that, my friends, is Constantine episode 1. Overall, listen, had a lot. There's some bad stuff in this episode. The girl plays Liv, chat, not great. Smart that. Honestly, they probably just reshot the whole thing. Just recast her all to begin with. I mean, they do. They get a new character, kind of be her character in the rest of the series. So that kind of takes away from this episode, chat, because of her just really shitty performance. But I kind of like they establish some certain things, like the lore itself. There's a demon council, chat. They're looking for fucking human souls for some reason. Something big's about to go down in these United States of America, chat. I like the whole premise. And Matt Ryan like really kills it as John Constantine, chat. Again, he's just hampered by the PG-13 rating. I wish he was just fucking swearing and shit. That's what he should do. That's what he should do in the series, because that's who the character is through and through, chat. He should be fucking chain smoking. Like, he doesn't even smoke in the show. He constantly has a lighter, but he never smokes. I'm just like, why do you have that lighter? And they explain it that's where the hand sanitizer comes in. He sets his hands on fire, but it's like, oh, come on. Like, that's a big part of his character too. Yeah. Anyway, chat. Overall, it's okay. It's like I give it like a low matinee. If I had to give a rating to it, chat. The series gets better as it goes along, chat. But it's like, okay, some good things and some bad things overall. And it's a shame that it never really got a second chance, chat. And obviously, Matt Ryan's been featured in Legend of Tomorrow's. He's done the animated version of the character and all those adaptations. Justice League Dark, which I actually like those Justice League Dark movies. But it's a shame that they never continue this on. If they ever bring it back, I want them to do it properly. Hard R rating, just swearing up a goddamn smart, chain smoking, just saying, fuck you to, God and the demons and all that. He doesn't give a shit. That's what he should be. Yeah, 2 out of 5 Keanu, says Nia Brownie. Rather than the Keanu Reeves. I agree with you. Thank you, Given. So, no, thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Hope you had fun. Wish Matt Ryan was a part. Oh, he was, Austin. Matter of fact, he was. That's how I first discovered. I think a lot of people first discovered him. Yeah, maybe we should place the cigarettes with a lollipop. They should. I think maybe they even do that at one point. He's like, you smoking? No, lollipop. Yeah, overall, it was a goofy first romp, chat. But, chat, as I said before, I do these pilot episodes or just episodes in general, chat. Any episode you want me to review in the future of any TV show, be both live action, animated, chat, I will do them for the price of 1,000 biddies. I got a couple already lined up for the future, chat. Had a new one just for tonight. But if everyone wants to pick one, it's like, hey, Chris, I want you to check this out. You go ahead, make that donation, chat, and I will put it on the docket and get to it. Thank you, back to the fun base. They deny him smoking on the CB2, and the one chance they gave him, he said no. It was just like, oh, come on. I know smoking's bad for you. I know that, but it's a part of the character. It's a part of the character. Yeah. He would, yeah, given so, he would have. No question about it. Lucy Constantine and DCA. That would be cool. I would not be surprised if they do that someday, and they should get Matt Ryan to play the character. Or they get Dan Stevens. Or Travis Fimmel. I can see Travis Fimmel playing the character as well. So Blinders' first episode, great production, great dialogue, great characters, but very slow. That's my review for you. I never saw Peaky Blinders. I never watched that yet, Reacher. I gotta watch that someday. Yeah, but no, I'm hopeful that we'll see Constantine, Matt Ryan's Constantine appear again in the future, chat. We'll see. Boyd Holbrook, oh man, But he's I don't know. I want them actually to cast an actor who's British or Scottish or Irish, personally. Cockney, very Cockney. Anyway. But chat, I'm going to take a brief break. Then I'm going to come back and do a song. I'm going to perform Juice by Lizzo. And then we'll get into some single player shenanigans, chat. So please, chat, entertain yourselves amongst yourselves. Stick around, chat. Stick around.